Hello my scrappy friends, how are you today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm here with a day 3 of Christie's beautiful sketches, 30 days of sketches, 31 days of sketches, whatever it is this time. I'm getting really confused. I'm in the cottage and I actually have some friends in the cottage with me, so there may be a little bit of background noise. Say hello girls.
Hello. Hello.
So you hear a little bit of background noise. That's just them scrapping away and having a really good day. On the screen right now we have the sketch that I worked on for day 3, and it was done by Sandra Lee. So a little bit of a shout out to Sandra and a big thank you for a lovely sketch. So I am having a little bit of a think about what I'm going to do here. I'm kind of and writing some notes saying thinking because I really just drew a blank for a while. I went off and sourced some photos and found 2 photos of my son with our beautiful dog Loki, and my son's favorite, or one of his favorite colors, is bright orange, and he really loves it. So I knew I had this bright orange paper and I thought I will pull that out and have a little go with this. Now this was a mixing pack from earlier in the year, and I do bring in a few other pieces of that mixing pack, including that black heart that's in the background, and also I mixed it up with another collection as well. This one's quite a mixed. I did bring in these bright hearts and I had a look at using those for a while. We do change them out a little bit later. I would love to know if you guys are following along with this challenge, if you've seen it and whether you've done any of the layouts. If you're interested in following along, Christie's Beautiful Life is on Facebook, and I will leave a link below to that Facebook where you can find all the sketches and everybody's takes on those sketches as well, which is really cool. Here I'm just bringing in little bits and pieces of leftovers, so I've got quite a few scraps in that little bag, and one of the things I've thought with these 30 days of sketches is trying to use some of those leftovers from different collections that I've got laying around that I haven't quite used up. So here I'm just bringing in some bits and pieces. I am cutting up a couple of big pieces as well, but you know, trying to use a few scraps here and there. I swapped out the black hearts for a solid black because it was just a bit blurry to me. I'm not really good at using full background pieces, but I did like the hearts and the sentiment that these two love each other dearly. So I wanted to have that black heart paper in there somewhere. So I took out the hearts, the colourful hearts, and replaced them with the black and white ones. I'm just trimming this photo down now. So in the sketch it has one larger photo and one smaller photo, but I am tilting them, so I'm deviating from the sketch a little bit there. I do deviate lots more as we go along. I promise I did try to follow the sketch and I'm not good at following instructions or sketches, so it is deviated a little bit here. I'd gone to my Cricut and I'd found a lovely title to cut out which says all you need is love and a dog, and I thought that worked really well for these photos, so I'd cut that out of some matching papers and brought in that paprika color, which is that darker burnt orange there. And when I brought that in, I thought the blues, that little blue piece of paper didn't work, and a couple of other things, so I start swapping out a few of those bits and pieces. And here we just do lots of rearranging as you do when you're trying to make everything work. So it's I've done this one a day ahead here in Australia, so it's actually Sunday in Australia here, and on Sundays, every second Sunday I have girls in the cottage, so that's why we have girls in today, and they're working on a couple of things. I think one's working on a mini album and somebody's making some cards this morning, so that's really exciting. Got to mention, girls, you can talk when I say you can. Sorry guys. I'm just hanging it on the girls. I told them how nervous I am to do a voiceover in front of other people. So I'm now getting to the stage where I'm pretty happy with all the choices I've made, so I'm going to start adhering them down. You did see while I was distracted with the girls there for a second that I wanted that heart paper a little bit bigger, so I joined two pieces of that together just to create a slightly taller piece. And now I'm going to start attaching all of that down to my black base. So, and you see that tape there where I joined the two pieces together. You can see a little bit of a cut line, but it's not that bad that I felt that I needed to cut a whole new piece. I'm also going to bring in some white paper and mat up those photos. And first of all, I'm going to cut some tags. So where I had the cork board, the orange pattern paper and that blue, I'm going to swap out the blue and pop that dark burnt orange paprika in there. And I love that paprika colour, and it goes so well with so many different colours. So this worked really well, and I bring it in a little bit later to do a border as well. I'm going to blend some black around those tags, punch some holes in the top as well to actually make them into tags, which obviously I don't do right now. I must have got distracted by something bright and shiny, and I decided to mat up those photos finally. Who would know what I'm doing? So here I'm just cutting those tags down to size so that they slide under. I've got tape and all sorts of stuff there, so, and then having them just stick out. And here's where I've punched those holes finally. And I go into my ribbon drawer and I pull out a whole mix of different ribbons. Now I've cut out a lot of this footage because it took a hot minute, guys, to do all these bits of ribbon. So I wanted to kind of mix and match here. So I had sort of dark brown ribbon, some old twine, some white ribbon and some cream ribbon, and I kind of mix and match between the different styles there. And I'm pretty happy with most of my choices here, so I'm going to adhere everything down. And once again, I'm not going to make you sit and watch that because that can be kind of boring to watch loads and loads of the adhering. Oh, I've got one other thing to do before I adhere it all down. I'm sorry. I'm going to take off 1/4 of an inch from both sides, and I took off 1/2 an inch off the bottom and then matted this up on a full sheet of a paprika, which I did cut out the middle of this paprika, which is the burnt orange. Just to give it a border, I had way too much space down the bottom of the page, so that's why I took a little bit wider off the bottom than what I did off the top. And then, ta-da, everything is adhered down. Gee, that was quick. I'm like superwoman there. So here I'm just putting a little bit of a black line around those die cut words just to help them stand out a little bit. I'm going to do the same on the word "and," just because they blend into the background quite a bit, and that just helps them pop a little bit more. The last thing I'm doing is I'm coming in with a stamp set. Now this is a little collection of stamps that was available with a mini album that came out for National Scrapbooking Month several months ago now, but it has the cutest little sayings and things on it. So I have Forever Friends, You and Me, which I take a while to decide where I'm going to pop the You and Me, and I'll get there eventually. I'll find a spot for it. There we go. And a little love, and then I'm going to come in. There's lots of tiny little details on this stamp set. It is so adorable. So I'm going to pick out some stars, and I'm going to use them as little accents all around the page. So here I'm popping it just around that title there, going up onto those tags, popping them up there. And then finally there's a tiny little heart as well, and I come in and I pop those around as well. And that just is pretty much the end of the page, guys. In a moment, I'm going to give you a little shot of that cute stamp set, and you'll also be able to see the code that is on the front of that one. So if you are looking for it, it wasn't exclusive with a kit, but you never know, there might be one out there. And then there'll be a bit of a slowdown of the finished page. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'd love to hear your comments and hear if you're playing along, and I will see you next time. Bye.